This is Greg Orloff with IoT World, and I'm here with David Sprinzen. David's the VP of Marketing for Vantiq. Welcome, David.
Hi, Greg.
So, yeah, David, maybe from your viewpoint as a development platform, I know you do a lot of work in IoT applications. How has your business been impacted by the acceleration of digital transformation initiatives?
Yeah, it's a big question, right? Digital transformation means a little bit of everything to everyone. So the question is one of, who's digitally transforming and what does that look like? How is that taking place? So our business, we're on the application development side. We help build solutions that can digitally transform businesses. And the solutions we're involved in building are ones that take technology like IoT, like AI, and turn it into something that's operational. So what we're seeing is right now, there's a push in the industry to how can you drive operational impact, either in terms of in decreasing bottom line expenses, creating new revenue streams. How can you take that and use technology to help drive those initiatives effectively?
So kind of that process optimization standpoint then. What do you see as, there's opportunities to affect the bottom line in that type of situation for sure, but what are some of the challenges for industries as they're starting to embark on these types of initiatives?
Well, so I think with IoT in particular, there's a couple different stages to being able to get value out of IoT. One is just the IoT device and being able to install the device, create connectivity to it. But then where we often see the struggle and a lot of the failure to see value comes in terms of how are you taking IoT devices and the data coming off of them and integrating them into the kind of complete business operations. And that's one of how do you contextualize it with other data? How do you connect it to all the other systems involved? How are you scaling it such that you're able to easily take more and more data coming from more and more devices without necessarily breaking the system or making something that's unwieldy?
Any trends or things that you're noticing? Our audience, we're focused on the smart cities, building space as one of the areas, manufacturing, cybersecurity. Anything standing out to you in your engagement with your partners and clients?
Yeah, I think that with smart spaces, and I'll focus maybe on smart cities in particular, because smart cities is a massive greenfield initiative right now. Every city wants to become smart, and it can apply to even things like the headquarters of a company, that these things are becoming massive campuses and universities. They all require a lot of different moving pieces to become smart. And there's the IoT sensors that are going to be a part of that. Then there's a move to computer vision and AI-enabled cameras. And one of the challenges that we're seeing is where do you initially focus your effort in terms of a smart city? Because there needs to be something that's driving the value so that you're doing it not just for the sake of innovation. And in terms of cities, where we're seeing it is that there's a huge push right now on sustainability, right? The sustainability and ESG becoming aware of the environmental impact, resource optimization, utilization, being able to monitor effective energy use and being able to maybe switch to renewables. That seems to be on the top of everyone's mind. And I think technology can really help that.
So what IoT technologies are you most excited about in 2022 and beyond, right? Pull out your crystal ball. Where do you think the massive innovation that are going to move the needle are going to happen?
Yeah, I think that there's a handful of things that are happening right now. One in particular that we at Vantiq are very motivated about is the move to the edge computing. And edge computing is, in some ways, it's not the most exciting idea, right? It's okay, take the cloud and move it out into the environment. But there's a fundamental difference in the kinds of applications and the scale of data that you can handle when you have an edge-enabled environment. And so I think that that's going to really open up the ways in which people are able to effectively leverage the kind of massive growth of data that's going to come off of more and more devices and sensors as we start integrating them into our environments.
Are you seeing these in that crystal ball? I mean, are these wired applications? You know, we hear a lot of talk about 5G, you know, cellular. How do you see all that fitting together?
Yeah, I think that there's the early trends, the early proof points of 5G being the kind of standard eventually. I think that people will wire things when they can, but for example, we're doing work with energy and utility companies that have remote environments where there's not even an option to think about wiring something. And one trend that they're trying to latch onto that I think is really exciting as well is this concept of scavenger sensors. And I don't know if you've heard of what these are. They're sensors that don't require internal power. They actually get the power needed to operate the sensor from the environment itself. So they could have a little solar panel, or maybe they have the ability to take vibration and turn it into the low amount of power they need. And the benefit of that is you can then take those sensors and effectively put them anywhere in the distributed environment without having to think of power infrastructure.
So exciting trends indeed. Well, I appreciate the insights. Thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you, Greg.